Hey, college algebra. So today we're going to start the last unit of conic sections. So here is just a straight up picture of what conic sections are. And this first week, that's what I need you to be able to know is all the names of the conic sections and how to graph the most basic one, which is the circle. We'll start with this big picture over here that says conic sections. And it's exactly like it sounds. We're taking two cones. See these two cones here? And we're stacking them right on top of each themselves on this little point right there. So see that red point? So that's what we're trying to do. And then there's some interesting things that happen when you do that, like a lot of functions and graphs that we're used to. Well, the easiest one is this red dot here. These two cones come together at one exact point in space. So one point in space is a conic section. It's just the most boring conic section out there. So we don't study it because it's just a point. So it's just one x, one y, and that's it. Another function that we have seen before, though, is linear. So you can find a linear function on these. So I could like draw my line from the bottom of this cone all the way to the top of this cone, right through the center. Make that red so you can see it better. And you'll see that what we have here then is just one of our linear equations. So we can do that as well. But again, linear is not a very exciting function. It's something we learned in Algebra 1, so we don't really study that either. Okay, so the ones on the screen are the ones I need you to know. These are the ones that we study in college algebra. And some of them we've seen before. Okay, so the next easiest is the circle. And the circle comes from just taking one of these cones and just slicing it right through the top, straight through the top, not angled like that, but straight up. When we do that and we turn the cone, we'll have a circle. So, so no matter where we cut this cone, we'll get different types of circles as long as we're parallel to the base, right? Okay, and then let's see. The next one is an ellipse, and what we do with an ellipse is it's the circle, but now it's just a little tilted, so it's not not parallel to the base. And those make ellipses, which are basically stretched out circles, and we'll look at that more later. Then we have this guy, our parabola, which we've studied quite a bit. So if we cut one of the cones at an angle through one of the sides all the way through its base, see how it goes through the base here, right here? Or right here, it goes through the base, right? Okay, and then what that makes is a parabola, which is the quadratics that we've been studying in the other unit there. So we don't need to focus on them very much. The only difference I would say is now we're going to move them around a little bit. The parabolas aren't going to be just straight up and down like they were, like, flipped and straight up and down. They might be off to the side, like to an angle. But check that out in the book. It's in the homework just to read about parabolas. And then the last conic section is when we take the cone and we cut it through both cones, and you get these yellow point parts called hyperbolas. And hyperbolas is another name for rational functions, and that's where we're going to end the semester. Okay. So for this week, understand what the conics are, all of their names, be able to tell me all the conics names, and then the next video will show you how you need to be able to graph a circle. All right, thanks.